From the TBD studios, let's talk live with your hosts, Natasha Barrett and Melanie Hastings.
Well, dyslexia is a disability that impacts the way people read, and while this might not sound serious, it can make a day-to-day task nearly impossible. But that doesn't mean extraordinary things can't be accomplished when someone sets their mind to it. And of course, we're proving that with Alex Malchow and Dr. Guinevere Eden here, talking about a book that you wrote with your dad, Hal. Is that right?
Yep. Me and my dad, we used to tell each other stories when I was 4 years old, and then when I was 8, my dad read me The Hobbit. And that's when we decided that we could write our own book. And we started spending our Saturday mornings together outlining future chapters. And we bounced a lot of ideas off each other. And it took us about 2 years to finish the first manuscript.
Wow. And now, I mean, the book is called The Sword of Darrow, right?
Yep.
And 9 to 12, that kind of age range.
Yep.
Pretty interesting, though. For you, was it fun, like a labor of love, really, I'm sure?
Yeah, we've had a lot of fun. We've been on a book tour the last few weeks, so we've been in Dallas and Cleveland and really all over the country promoting the book in certain bookstores, and it's been a lot of fun and a great experience.
Yeah, and you're in high school right now.
Yep.
What grade are you in?
I'm going to be a junior when we come back.
So a junior, and to have all of this exposure, a really big deal, and this is also promoting literacy too, right?
That's right. Well, kindly enough, the Malchows are giving some of their proceeds to the International Dyslexia Association, which is an organization that is there to support individuals and families who have dyslexia and to disseminate information about dyslexia to professionals and teachers and clinicians, so that we make sure that the kids and adults who have dyslexia get the help that they need and can be successful. And of course, you know, Alex is a particular example of being particularly successful, and it's just a wonderful story. It's a great book, and of course it's a wonderful story of seeing how a father has sort of identified, you know, clearly a skill in Alex, and that they worked together, and in addition also advocated for Alex. Alex attended a school where he was helped with his reading problems, and has now been very successful and is an honors school student.
That's what I was going to say. You're an honor roll student, getting ready to do varsity football. Is that right?
That's right.
Woo. So tell us, I mean, for you and your dad, I mean, this is great to have a parent who is so involved and to, you know, be able to kind of realize the issues that you're dealing with, and to make it almost a challenge and fun too at the same time, right?
Yeah, no, we've definitely had a lot of fun in this book experience. Spent a lot of good time together, and it's been nothing but good memories. Yeah.
Tell me, I mean, for other parents who are out there that are maybe watching this right now and they have children with dyslexia, I mean, for you, having your dad really, you know, kind of help out, how important was that?
Without my dad, I don't know if I would have made honor roll. I don't know if this book would have even been published. He's been awesome and definitely a role model for me. And
I mean, for you, are there different ways that parents can help out, Dr. Eden, help their children out with dyslexia and overcoming it?
Yes, you know, I think it's very important that first of all parents have to educate themselves, because many parents are caught off guard when they hear that their child is a struggling reader, and they begin looking for information and for help. And I think as parents learn about what this is, and I think it's important to remember that reading is not something that comes to us naturally. It's a human invention, it's a cultural invention. We have to get our brain to really get tuned into the reading process. It takes time to learn. And then as parents recognize that their kids have difficulties, they really need to try and find out, well, what can I do for my child? And they really have to advocate for their child. They have to become part of a team that helps their child learn to read, work with a teacher, work with the school, and most importantly, encourage their child. And let their child know that it's not their fault, that they know they're trying. It's not because they're stupid. It's really because their brain just isn't wired for reading quite the same way as perhaps some other children's brains are, and that's where the research is important, that we realize that now. And there are many areas where parents really are critical and play a critical role in helping their kid overcome these difficulties.
And in the end, I mean, we can see just how successful I mean, if you do, you know, help your child out and that sort of thing, or your child working through it, how successful you can be. I mean, an honor roll student and having this book out with your book tour, flying into Dallas and back, but really you can be super successful.
You can, and people know a lot now about what kinds of instructional approaches are helpful. There's a lot of research-based evidence that's gone into trying to identify what are the kind of approaches that help children with dyslexia, at what time, and what skill sets. So parents really now can go to resources such as the International Dyslexia Association and learn about, well, what is the best approach for my child? What do we know? And then the research has also been very involved in terms of understanding the genetic basis of dyslexia, understanding the brain basis of dyslexia. So we know so much more about it now than we did before. And I think for parents too, when they begin to recognize that there's this kind of research that goes on, they recognize that this is something really that has nothing to do with them or their child, but is just the situation and can be addressed, with the appropriate instructions.
And Alex, where can we get your book?
You can get it at Barnes & Noble. You can get it on Amazon.com. Yeah, anywhere that sells books.
Very good. Alex, thanks so much again. Sword of Darrow out now, and you can get the bookstores or hit up the internet to get this book. Thank you both so much for being here with us.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
And next on Let's Talk Live, you might not have time to run every day, but that doesn't mean you have to lose those exercising minutes. We'll tell you how to sit and be fit. And after that, could Octomom be back on the market? We'll tell you why she could be dating near you very soon. If you have something to say, tweet us at Let's Talk Live DC.
You're watching News Channel 8.